Welcome, everybody. How are we doing? Yeah, everybody's like, I'm in a lunch coma. So hopefully you all enjoyed your lunch at our VIP luncheon outside. I'm Jenny Dingus, the SVP of Global Sales here at Clio. And to my right, we've got the wonderful Bob Simon, co-founder and attorney of, sorry, we're a mess up here, of Justice Share and Simon Law Group. And then to my left, your right, we've got Rob Dixon, managing partner for Dixon, Frolic, Phillips, and Burgess. You might notice that we have these really fashionable cowboy hats on. And if you did not find your way to our activation right next door, we have a really cool hat bar where at no cost to you other than your references to other mid-sized firms you think would enjoy the value that Clio brings, you yourself can find yourself looking as fly as the three of us up here. So to start, I actually want to just open it up with some introductions. And Bob, since you're to my right, I'm going to ask you to go first.
Do I introduce Rob or Bob?
It's really confusing, actually. So yeah.
We have the same first name. Robert is our official.
I know.
Name.
So I'm just going to call you both Robert.
That's cool.
Out of respect.
So I'm a trial lawyer by trade. I've probably tried 50 plus civil jury trials. Started with me. True solo was just me. Didn't have a lot of money when I started my firm, so I do a lot of grassroots efforts on how to market and build your firm. Now I have 25 lawyers that work with us. We're in Arizona, Texas, and California. I live in California now. Grew up in Pittsburgh. I'm a big believer in technology. We're going to talk a lot about this. I have a technology company of my own that I co-founded, Justice HQ and Attorney Share. Attorney Share is a marketplace for lawyers so that we can monetize referral fees, build relationships, and find the best case for the lawyer that's best served for it, all with pushing a button. So that's it. That's me in a nutshell. And you can find me at Planet Fun Bob. That's where Planet Fun Bob, you know, Bob, not Planet Fun Rob. You can actually steal that, Rob. You could be Planet Fun Rob.
Planet Fun Rob.
Oh yeah, Planet Fun Bob and Planet Fun Rob.
I would not sue you for trademark infringement. That's on camera.
Gotta catch me first.
That's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Bob. All right, Rob.
So I'm not as exciting as Bob, I don't think, but I'm also an attorney. I've been practicing about 17 years, and my focus is on anything that has to do with the ground. So really exciting things like boundary line disputes, like when your fence is in the wrong place. That's the kind of stuff I do, which doesn't sound exciting, but it actually is full of drama. I don't have all these cool side projects. I feel like I have to start catching up to Bob, but our firm is growing like crazy, and really blessed to have a good group of partners I work with. And yeah, we have about almost 30, I think, attorneys and something like 61 employees overall, which sounds fun when you're planning it. But then when you're actually doing it, it's a whole other animal. But anyway, just glad to be here and glad to have the best, you guys don't know this, but she's the best host of the entire Clio conference.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. I am really excited about this
I think
panel.
I met you when you first started at ClioCon
you
2
did.
years ago.
And then you asked me to follow you at Planet Fun Bob.
I did.
So
How's your journey?
he has no ego, actually, if you're
Trial
wondering.
lawyer with an ego?
And while Rob might not be as, whatever Bob is in terms of all these integrations and technologies he's using, I will tell you he is very skilled with AI and has introduced the logo to the Bob and Rob show. So this is, the debut of we're hoping to be a really long relationship of, spewing great ideas about technology.
And I brought my reading glasses to confuse the audience with... See how quickly it turns?
Wow, you can't even tell.
Which one is it?
I'm already confused.
The Robert is very ambiguous.
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay. So what we're here to talk about today is how Bob and Rob's firms and how all of you should be thinking about differentiating the performance and progress of your firm with the power of technology. And really excited to dive in to those topics with them. But to start, I thought we would light it up with a little quick fire and just make sure that y'all are awake. So I'm going to just put out a couple questions and I just want quick answers, whatever comes to mind. Okay, so we're in Texas. Brisket or ribs?
Oh God, brisket.
Oh, I was going to say brisket.
Okay, me too. Favorite sports team?
Pittsburgh Steelers, Pittsburgh Pirates, Pittsburgh Penguins.
Pittsburgh.
In that order.
Oh boy. Oh, wait, you have Paul Skeens.
We have Paul Skeens from LSU. Yes, this is true. I actually have Steelers tattoos and a Pirates tattoo.
So
Commitment, straight up.
This is a quick fire, guys.
Sorry.
Let's go.
So sorry. Yeah, all the Seattle teams, of course. My heart. If I had to pick one, I'd say Mariners would be number one, but they always break my little heart. And then the Seahawks, and then yeah,
Okay.
I guess.
Most recent concert you went to?
The first concert I went to?
No, recent.
Oh,
Other than last night.
So I was just at Usher last week, and then I was at Bruno Mars. And this Friday, I'm seeing Weezer, and Saturday, Billy Joel. Two of my top 10 ever.
What are you going to do?
If you guys ever want to go to LA, we have a suite there. I'm excited for those two.
Okay. Well, I've already seen Billy Joel. Well, I think it's just later in the tour. His will probably be cooler. Anyway, the most recent one I took my son to Green Day and Smashing Pumpkins, and I went there to see Smashing Pumpkins, but came away loving Green Day even more. And now my son's like into punk rock, which I'm okay with because it's like the second coolest type of rock music.
What's the first coolest?
Probably metal.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Or like
that's a divisive topic.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, favorite Clio product?
Oh, Clio Grow by far.
Okay, Clio Grow.
Yeah, Grow's pretty sweet. I mean, but it manages almost like ubiquitous and essential.
Yeah.
So probably Clio Grow.
Okay. Have you played with Duo yet?
I've test driven, and we teased at last conference, and we test drove a lot of it, and I think it's the biggest innovator that we're going to see. So I think it's going to change how we practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've not tested it.
Okay. Well,
It's going to be sweet.
come down to the level up area after this, and I'll give you a demo. Okay. So Bob, I'm going to start with you. Can you talk about the importance and competitive advantage of using a platform that integrates with other software applications and gives you the ability to access and share data from wherever you are?
So I'm a big believer because we vet a lot of technology products for what we do, and we get very much in depth with some products that we use every single day. So the Clio experience for me is if they integrate with a lot of our partners, and if they don't, they have the willingness to make sure that we do. So there's like an e-discovery platform that we use. They built a bridge. They had open APIs, and they made it work. Through Attorney Share or Case Marketplace, they put a button on us for subject matter, so you can push the case directly into Attorney Share. They build the integrations that are like, a lot of our lawyers love these products that we're on. So we wanted to have Clio as like our go-to data center that makes sure everything pushes and pulls out of it. So Even Up is another great one that we use. Yeah. But I like to go, usually I go to conferences and I avoid the vendor room like the plague. This is my favorite conference to go to because of the vendor room. Just to see the new products, the integrations, because when they say Clio integration partner, it's easy access for your firm to be able to use.
Yeah, in fact, I had an attendee tell me that this ClioCon, we have the most activity in the exhibition hall. I think all of the conversation about AI is making everybody really curious about those partners and how you can customize your solution and the value you get out of our product. So yeah, I totally agree.
And the other thing is you guys could give a credibility check, because I know you guys do a lot of research before you integrate with a partner to make sure that they're not only good for the consumers you serve, but you fact check the company.
Totally.
So we get a lot of snake sales oil people that come to us with an AI product.
Not for my team.
Not for your team.
Not for my team.
I don't know why I looked at you when I said that, but it's like ChatGPT white labeled, so we go back and have to fact check them. But if we know that they're a Clio partner, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. All right, Rob. Curious how you think about billing rates and collection KPIs for your firm. Are you measuring the performance of your attorneys by the volume of cases they're bringing in? And how are you driving case volume into your firm?
So 2 different questions. Okay, so so first, in terms of measuring it, or how we determine what they bill, I guess their billing rate, I guess, we look at a couple of things, and it's kind of stuff you'd imagine. How long they've been practicing, right? Experience matters. Whether what they do is very sort of niche, that's one. And then where they are. So we have 4 offices, and our Olympia office is a little bit smaller, right? And the people in Olympia can't charge what the people in Seattle charges for obvious reasons. And how do we push work down to them? Well, we're a little bit unique because we have sort of there's two parts to the way we get work. The one way is, I call it reputational, which is from institutional clients, from people that sort of know us and reach out. And I think that's traditionally, it's how people like to get clients, and that's great. But we also have a super robust, we call it organic, which isn't a very good word for it, but it's basically, we market online a lot. We started doing this about 10 or 12 years ago, back when Yellow Pages, which some of you probably don't know what that means, but Yellow Pages used to be $7,500 a month to have a little ad in the Yellow Pages. So we stopped doing that, and now we do a lot of online. I mean, we spend probably 16% of our non-payroll overhead on advertising, about $35,000 a month, which sounds like a lot, but it works, and it yields, for every $1 we get in advance fee deposits, right? We make another $2.90 to $3.60. And so it's the return on investments is pretty darn good. And Google is evolving. Google's not quite as good as Clio, but it's evolving. And you want to, if you're not doing it right now, I would recommend that you think of going that direction, especially considering the millennials coming up. There's a reason why all of our sort of social clubs are collapsing. People don't look as much as they used to the person-to-person referrals, and so they go online a lot, and they want to see reviews. They want to see what the vibe is online. And I wish that wasn't the case, by the way, because I don't think it's a fair judge a lot of times. But anyway, so we get clients that way, and we push them down to associates. So,
Rob, do you use, when you mentioned Clio Grow, because we do our LSAs through the Google partnership with Clio.
Yeah.
But when you're mentioning the $2.50 to $3.20, how are you measuring that through Grow?
No, we just we pay a company to do that. I didn't even know that Clio did that.
Yeah, we do that. And yeah, we have an integrated Google local service ad service, just right in Grow. And so you can do all your marketing ROI tracking right through Grow. So you just learn something new. Yeah. You don't even have to pay for it.
That's gonna be my next favorite product.
Yeah. Great. Okay, Bob. Clio's Legal Trends report suggests a growing reliance on AI in legal practices, and obviously that's been the hottest topic of the last couple of days. How are you incorporating AI or automation in your firm, and what impact has it had on productivity, and how do you address the concerns regarding ethical implications?
So ethics. So I'm the chair of ethics for our Los Angeles Bar Association. It's the Consumer Attorneys of Los Angeles. The thing I say about ethics is this: you got to be able to fact check the product that you're using. I always make sure that it's called SOC 2 compliant. SOC-2 means they go through HIPAA verification. So if you're putting data in it, it's secure. You got to do everything as reasonable as you can to secure that data. The other thing is make sure you have cybersecurity insurance, especially these days, because you have a lot of people trying to hack into it. But you should be cloud-based. If your data is in Clio, it's safe. These are things that we all should be doing and vetting. So that's the ethics talk. And the subsection is when you sign your name to a pleading or to a letter and you used artificial intelligence or even a law clerk to get there, that's still your license on the line. So you have to fact check it. When I vet AI products, one thing I do is make sure that they have a verification source. So if somebody's doing your medical timelines, if somebody's doing your deposition summaries, your summary of all your pleadings, it has to have a source of truth to it. It should have a blue hyperlink to go back to be able to analyze where did they get the information? Is it true? Is it accurate or not? And that's what a lot of products actually do those things. So if they don't have a verification process for it, if they just give me like a Word printout or a PDF and a summary and I can't verify where it's getting the information, that's a hard no for me. The other big mistake that lawyers make is they put your client sensitive data into an open AI. ChatGPT, even the paid one, is open AI, which means if you're putting your client's medical records in there or depositions, that's likely a HIPAA violation. In fact, pretty certain it is. And other people can have access to that data. We as lawyers are all wordsmiths. We're good at large language models. We probably are large language models. It has to be securely done. And that's why I like SOC 2 compliance. I like products that you actually have to pay subscriptions for that protect your client's data. And for what you're getting in return is massive, because some of these products are like subscription based, a few $100s a month that can do a lot of menial tasks that we've done as lawyers or as law clerks, or that our staff hate doing, so that we can spend more time at our client's living room and less time doing these tasks that are mundane.
So what are some examples?
So medical record stuff, we're big Even Up fans. They actually just announced today their big news of having their $1 billion round, 3-year-old company, just doing demand letters, you would think. But they're really good at medical technology, medical coding, doing demand letter storytelling. So we use that for interactive timelines, because I do a lot of personal injury trial cases. So we have to be able to see how the journey of medical treatment. That's the product we use for that. Half our team uses LexisNexis AI for legal research. The other half uses Casetext CoCounsel, which is now a Westlaw bought them. So whatever you're taught on, just explore both of their products, because they're both very good. I like ClearBrief AI. ClearBrief is Jackie Schaefer. She is an appellate lawyer that started this to fact check First People's briefs. They have a lot of AI built into it. Also on the Clio partnership that you're able to access to them. They're also partners now with Lexis AI. So now you have the ability to have these. And I know for a fact that judges in this state are on a pilot program with ClearBrief to fact check all the briefs that we're filing here. So why not use what they're already using? So that's for my legal research one. I use Even Up for the other one. We use one called Foundation AI, who's here. Foundation AI takes all of your incoming mail, electronic or hard, and puts it into the folders it needs to go into your case management system, wherever you want to put it using artificial intelligence. It takes a while for it to learn, but that eliminates, like when I started my firm, I was literally just scanning in mail, naming it, putting it into a folder. That was half my day. You can now free up time doing those types of things. Now I could go every product across every every sector, but those are ones that we use every day and then I believe heavily in. Can you repeat the name? That one's called Foundation AI, is the one that does your mailroom. The Even Up is for medical records. I use ClearBrief to fact check a lot of stuff and scale, and Casetext to Westlaw. That's the one that I like to use, because I grew up on Westlaw. That's what I was taught in law school that I liked. But Lexis AI has a lot of great products that do a lot of the same things.
The very first one that you said on the personal injury was Even Up. It's just for medical records?
Even Up, yeah, it's mostly medical records and timelines. They also have the scoring of kind of the value of cases. They have a new product they rolled out. Is they want to understand, it's almost like the anti-Colossus. In our industry, you have insurance companies that have massive amount of data. So when you do a demand letter, you have a case, they know how much generally they're settling those cases for, and that's propriety for the defense industry. Even Up takes that and does it on our side of the delta, which are consumers, injured people. So I can go in and actually find data on I do a lot of spine injury cases. What's a cervical fusion case worth in Lubbock, Texas, or San Antonio, Texas, or Flagstaff, Arizona, to get real metrics and comps on what those cases are being resolved for. And those are the data metrics that we can win at an accelerated pace. And I like Even Up because eventually they're going to be able to score attorneys on how good you are at an actual result, not who's paying the most amount of money that month on a billboard, but who's actually doing the best work as a lawyer, and then easily direct traffic to that lawyer through these other things we're working on.
I don't know if we're allowed to ask questions as you're talking.
You can, but my ask is that you use that microphone that's right there, because I want to make sure our virtual listeners can hear you.
So we are actually on discovery calls with Foundation AI regarding the scanning documents, because currently we're using Xerox. So Xerox does scan all of our documents, attach them to Clio, but now I have staffing just renaming all of the documents. How was your experience with
So that's the difference. Foundation will learn your naming conventions and make sure it matches with Clio or maps wherever you want it to go. Because that's the exact problem, is you can have a system that does what Xerox does, but if it doesn't have the intelligence to put it how you're actually doing it, that's the issue. And we worked with this with our attorney share project, is where we have different case management platforms putting in a case, but the naming conventions are different. So somebody puts it into Clio and somebody on Filevine picks it up. If they don't match, it doesn't work. But that's how you have that bridge in the middle to make sure it does. But that's what Foundation will do, but it's a learning curve. So it takes a while to figure out what your naming conventions are. And again, you still have to fact check it. Like at the end of the week, I like to get a report of what was in, get a summary of the mail that came in and all those things. And I know lawyers to this day that are friends of mine that still like hard bail and like to go through bail piece by piece by piece. And it drives me nuts. I know that control, but you got to let that control go if you're going to be able to grow, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for your question. So Rob, I guess as we listen to Bob and all of the things he's doing today, I'm curious how your firm is adopting AI or how you're thinking about AI and its part it's going to play in firm operations as we move into this next era.
We're a little bit different because we're sort of your, I want to say vanilla, but we are sort of your mainline commercial type law firm, right? Commercial litigation, businesses suing each other, facilitating transactions, doing probates, that sort of thing. And so for us, doing mass analysis of documents isn't super common. And so for us, it's more of like facilitation activities, right? So where I think AI is really going to help us is creating documents a lot faster with a lot less errors, right? One of the things we're really interested in is the tools that Clio has for template generation. I think Law AI.
Clio Draft. It was rebranded.
I misspeak, yes.
Clio
Which,
Draft.
much better name.
I just saw
Much
Tucker,
better
the founder, by the way.
I know. Don't tell him it's a better name. He really.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a different name.
Yeah.
It's had to speak better.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no, but we used it for that. Creating, being more efficient, creating more value, right, for our clients. But the other thing is for data analytics. And I think Bob would agree with this for sure. The firms that really want to grow and be dynamic are the firms that know what the heck is going on, right? We have. It's almost a little too complicated sometimes, like staring at the matrix, but we have so much data and so many different numbers and different ways to measure things. We're able to, when we spend the time, we're able to sort of trace back, what an attorney does to on a monthly basis to what their revenue output will be. And it's pretty darn close, especially with like projections and things. And AI speeds that up. We're able to take spreadsheets and data and use these tools to get that information much faster and to be able to sort of interact with it in a practical way. One of the things that's difficult is you'll create data and you'll give it to people and it's hard for them to interpret it. Well, with AI tools, it helps them sort of, uncomplicate it so they can sort of digest it and use it practically. I think that AI is going to, I have kind of an opposite view of AI. A lot of people, I am not scared of it at all. I think it's going to be awesome. And the reason why it's going to be awesome is it's going to broaden the base of legal access to people that can right now barely afford it, right? So there are people right now that need a high level, well-written, attorney-reviewed commercial lease. That can cost $2,000 to $3,000, if not more, depending on what we're talking about. And an AI product, what that can do is bring it down to maybe $1,200 or $1,500. We don't do criminal law or anything, but I could imagine that there is some defense attorneys out there that could really drop, for efficiency, drop the price it costs to do things. And so what does that do? Well, I think Jack, do we call him Jack? Mr. Newton?
I think we can go with
Captain, General?
Go with Jack.
Sir.
The boss.
Yeah.
Captain Newton. But he said, I think this is last Clio actually, he talked about how there's such a disparity between people that need legal work, but they can't get it because in part, I think it's too expensive. And we've all been there, right? Especially if you do the billable hour. And I think that the future is going to be affordable, much broader stance law that more people can access. And I don't think people are it's going to feel like you're taking a hit initially. But as you adapt, I think you're going to be able to provide much better services at a much broader base to more people.
And probably at a faster rate.
Yes.
So you're actually creating capacity for yourself to drive more volume. So I actually think about what are the revenue growth levers that you could think about using AI to help you drive efficiency in your firm to service more clients, take on more pro bono work, all
Yeah,
those
absolutely.
things.
Well, and that's where I think Jack was talking about this the first day. I think that, and we've sort of toyed with this, but it's hard since we're all billable hour. We don't do contingency or anything like that. It's all the billable hour. The problem with the billable hour is that there's no incentive for efficiency. In fact, you're disincentivized to be efficient, right? And so you just have to be honest, which is fine, right? We're all honest, but I think what AI is going to do is push people into flat fee, or some people call it value pricing, not value billing. Don't get me in trouble.
No, I agree. I'm pointing because I agree 100% with what you're about to say.
Or I think block price. Some people call it block pricing. Anyway, it's this idea of trying to come up with prices either for a whole product, like a estate plan, for example, or for phases. Like litigation is tough because you can't predict what the other side is going to do. However, I think you can still, if you look at your data, you can come up with sort of pricing in phases. In fact, I think there was a meeting about that we sent one of our people to. Anyway.
Okay, so I want to actually open it up for questions. Not sure if any of you have anything top of mind that you want to ask the Roberts.
The Rob and Bob.
Yeah.
No, but I agree, like flat fee billing, if you can leverage artificial intelligence programs, imagine how much better the consumer experience will be because their price point is so much lower. But you as a lawyer, I mean, imagine what you can do by charging a flat fee retainer and leveraging these products. You could be light years ahead of everybody else. That's why I think it's going to revolutionize how I know general counsel right now for large firms, they're only selecting firms that will embrace artificial intelligence because it brings the cost way down.
Yeah, and it does this. And I think that I was thinking about this last night. I was talking to Katie, our marketing director, and if you do it right, you could lead with it. It's a selling point. Everybody hates it. I mean, all the biggest gripes are the people like, wait a second, when I called up, you said it was going to be this. Well, yeah, except for the opposing counsel is crazy. So now it's not this, it's this, right? But if you can build that in and be upfront with it, I think people are going to lead with it. And those firms that lead with it, I think are going to gain market share. And one of the things I think Bob would agree with is that the future of AI is, or in terms of its impact on the legal industry, it's that it really is those who don't sort of see it for what it is, which is an equalizer in many ways. I think a lot of really big firms are going to have to rethink how they do the economics of their firm, because it's just not going to make sense anymore. And you're going to have people like our firms are going to be nipping at their heels. I'm super biased, but I think that if you come to us, we have some litigators in our firm that can go toe to toe with anybody in the state. I don't care who you are or how fancy your law degree is. They will go toe to toe with you. With AI, I'm very confident in what we can do.
Okay, any questions from the audience? If you want to raise your hand, we can bring you a mic.
I'm trying to play this.
I've
got
got a
my
hot
AI
mic.
voice. I know, but I want to play because
Is it Darth Vader?
we're using, because I have an AI chatbot, we dubbed my voice to actually do intake now.
Your voice can do intake?
Intake. So
Bob, you
can
gotta
actually
chill out.
No, dude, I'm telling you,
It's like
you
too
can-
much progress.
But imagine
Like
with,
you brought me up here, I'm like regular.
but here's the LSAS that you're running on Google. Imagine going right to an artificial intelligence that's qualifying the case. If it's no, it doesn't waste your attorney's time or your intake's time. If it's a yes, you jump on the phone and live transfer. But it has my voice. I just can't get this to play.
In a way, this is Jenny's fault for not introducing us earlier.
That's true. It's always my fault. That's a trend. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any questions. And if you are really curious about Bob's AI intake bot, I'm sure he will show you. I also know it's on his LinkedIn because I saw it there too. It is really cool. And I just want to thank all of you for taking the time to listen to us banter this afternoon. It is the most humbling part of my job to get to meet smart people like Bob and Rob and all of you and just learn about the cool, innovative things that you're introducing to your firm. And that's why this is such an important conference, is because this is the place where you are on the bleeding edge of these trends and this technology, and you have all the resources in the world to take advantage of it, especially down in the exhibition hall. I do want to plug, we do have a legal trends report that's specifically for mid-sized firms. So if you want to scan this QR code, this is going to have a lot of valuable insights that we're seeing just from mid-sized firms. We do release this on an annual basis, so you can expect another one in the spring. So I'll give y'all a second to scan that, and you can find me, and I can also help you find it on the CLIA website. And then finally, don't forget to come visit my team in the Level Up booth, in the AI Lounge. We can show you Duo, Manage, Draft, Grow, anything that you're interested in seeing. The team down there is fully enabled to support your questions. And with that, the next sessions are starting at 1:45 and 3 o'clock. We're going to continue on our track to support content for mid-sized law firms. Next up is implementing new processes and technology at a large firm with James Creedon. So we'll see y'all soon. And don't forget the hat bar. Just need your references next door. Thank you.